Welcome to semi-final 2 between the Brisbane Blitz and the Sydney Sabres. Before we go on, we would like to acknowledge and respect the traditional custodians on the land that these two teams meet on today, the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. We pay our respects to elders past and present and extend that respect to all Indigenous people watching today. I'm Eric Brook, and alongside me is John D. And what a previous game we saw, which sets up this rather excellent battle between the Blitz and the Sabres.
There is no amount of hyperbole that can cover how good that game was. If you didn't see it, go and watch it after this one. Hello, Eric. Thank you for having me.
It was a fantastic game. Just to recap, just in case you missed the first game, the Adelaide Generals, they won with a minute 14 remaining against the Sydney Wolfpack, leading 1-0. In this game, the Blitz playing the Sabres. The Blitz finished second, the Sabres finished third. And what a game this is going to be.
This could literally go either way. Given the stats for both of these teams, anything is absolutely possible.
If you have a look at how the two teams ended up the regular season, the Brisbane Blitz finished second, the Sabres finished third. In the regular season, the Brisbane Blitz won 7 in regulation, lost 5. They had two overtime/shootout wins and 1 shootout loss. The Blitz for 26 points. Their goal differential is actually quite good at +11. They finished in second. And if I turn over the page and look at the Sabres, who finished in third, 7 wins in regulation, 5 regulation losses, 1 tie, 2 losses in a shootout, 24.5 points. They finished third. They ended up with a goal differential of -6.
And it's literally that small difference between them is those overtime wins and losses, which was brought the difference between them, which has got them to second and third, which has got them where they are today.
Now, the Sydney Sabres are the defending AJ champions, while the Brisbane Blitz have never won, and they would certainly like to win. Both teams have had a good season. It's certainly a tough competition with all the travel involved for all of the teams. Of course, we also recognise the Melbourne Glaciers, who finished 6th, and the Perth Sharks, who finished 5th. It was very tight for that final weekend, for that final spot between the Adelaide Generals and also the Perth Sharks.
Because you've got to think that if you're the Brisbane Blitz, you want that fairy tale. You want to come through. You want to win your first championship. You want to do it. You want to get it done. You want to do it this weekend. Conversely, if you're the Sabres, you want to go back-to-back. Both teams are going to be fighting hard for it. This could literally go either way, and there is no calling it.
And as we mentioned at the introduction of the previous game, there's only been 2 teams that have won the AJ who haven't been from Sydney. One of them was the Adelaide Generals, who are here, and the other was the Melbourne Glaciers, who aren't here.
And the Adelaide Generals, who are going through to the grand final to potentially do it again.
They will cross to ice level shortly. Both teams are in the middle of warm-up. The Brisbane Blitz in orange and the Sydney Sabres in their predominantly black.
Black and blue with a little bit of white.
So the Blitz will be defending the South Pole end for this first period, and the Sabres defending the Zamboni end. The goalie situation, very, very interesting for both teams. We'll have to wait and see what both teams are going to do.
Look, and given the stats that all 4 goalies have got, you go with who you think is going to be your strongest. But on days like this, it doesn't matter. It's who's going to play the hardest on the day, and it's got to be a difficult decision for coaches to make. I don't envy that, and I don't. Also, you wouldn't want to be the goalie that doesn't play because you just stand there, you watch the rest of the game. It's got to be a difficult lifestyle.
Now, if you didn't see the previous game, both goalies absolutely stood on their head.
Oh, it was a game of goalies. It was a game of defenders. It was a game of everything. But both those goalies, if it had been 2 different young men in those nets, could have been a completely different game.
So we're having a look at the Sydney Sabres now, defending champions of the AJ, defending the Zamboni end for this first period. And so Dale Tilstead, closest goalie to camera. Both teams will be gathering on their respective blue lines shortly. We'll be pausing in a couple of moments for the Australian national anthem. Our referees are on the ice. Tommy Carpenter and Mark O'Brien are the referees. And on the lines, Casper Russell-Huber and Fraser Olsen. The anthem has been played. Our officials are gathering at centre ice. The Blitz in orange, the Sabres in their predominantly black. Interesting battle, and anything can happen, JD.
Absolutely it can. These two, as we mentioned in the intro, similar, same wins, same losses when it comes to regular season, or regular time rather. Comes to those overtimes, that's literally the only difference. And then like you look at your more minor details, but this could literally be either team's game, and it's going to come down who wants it more, who works out a little bit harder, maybe even little mistakes here and there.
And just having a look at the head-to-head stats between these two teams this season, the Blitz travelled to the Hunter Ice Skating Stadium for all three games against the Sabres. The Sabres won the last game 5-4. They lost the second game 5-1, and they won third game 5-3. So split very close with the exception of that middle game, which the Blitz came up on top. Anything can happen. Get ready, strap yourselves in, because this is going to be a fantastic game. Dale Tilstead in net for the Sydney Sabres, and we'll have a look at the Blitz when we get to that end. 15 minutes on the clock. Australian Junior Ice Hockey League semi-final number 2, the Sabres and the Blitz. And we're underway. The Sabres have it, and they clear out the right-hand side. Entering the zone very, very early was Wilson. Up against the boards. Blitz there in numbers. Blitz trying to clear it out of their defensive end, and they do that now. Back to neutral ice. Sabres working down their left-hand side, but the Blitz are there in numbers all the way back down, and that will come back for icing.
The first one of the game, very probably not the last, if the last game was anything to go by, and some of just the power these some of young guys have got with their shots.
So an attacking zone face-off coming up now. All the Sydney Sabres. And taking it is Schultz. Blitz now with their own defensive end. Up against the boards, it was good work there by Lockie Clifford. Lots of brothers playing in this game from both teams as the Blitz work down their right-hand side. Just happy to dump it in the corner at this point. With the puck now is Miller. Working it out of their own defensive end. Under some pressure was Ulis. Up against the boards near the Zamboni door. Sabres trying to clear it out, but kept into the zone via the Blitz. Sabres now right-hand side trying to clear their defensive zone. All the way back down. Blitz in defence, and Fedor has it. He's been their leading goal scorer, Julian Fedor, for the Brisbane Blitz. Well kept into the zone by the Blitz. Underneath the scoreboard, 0-0 early stages of the first period. Blitz and Sabres near the Zamboni door on the attack, firing it in. And a good save there by Tilstead.
I imagine that's going to be the first of many saves we'll see in this evening's semi-final matchup. But look at that shot. Just hooks it straight in, comes out of the side, lines it up, catches it. Fantastic work on both sides.
So Fedor will be taking the face-off for the Blitz. He's got 9 goals, and he's the leading goal scorer for the Blitz. Hang on, we've got a referee talking to the skipper there of the Sabres. Talking to Dylan Sables, and also the coaching staff. Of course, we can't hear what's being said at this level.
We've had a changeover.
So an attacking zone face. Oh, so we've just heard information of a visor infringement, so the players just had to correct that.
Let's see.
So play continues now. Puck goes wide of Tilstead in the corner. Blitz taking advantage. They're just wanting to set up early. Fedor's been vital for the Blitz this season. Sabres trying to clear it out. They clear it out now via Noah Moncrief. Blitz at their own defensive end. They're on the attack now, the Sabres, losing possession briefly. Down there was Mackenzie Bolger. Fedor getting involved very early and very often for the Blitz. Blitz now into neutral ice on the attack down the right-hand side, shooting. Big rebound off of there by Tilstead. It was good work there by Will Clifford, one of several related players on the ice for both teams. Almost offside there, but it was well kept into the zone by the Blitz. Back into neutral ice now. And the play will continue. Winding up, shooting, saving into the corner. Blitz held up against the boards briefly. Now they should be able to clear it. Got a lot of space down there, left-hand side. Left-hand side now, under some pressure, Landslot. Losing possession. Wilson with it now. Wilson trying to fire, but there was lots of high-vis orange. Heavy contact up against the boards. Puck's floating on the half wall. Kept into the zone. Kept into the zone well there by Wilson again. Blitz are trying to clear it out, but they can't. Wilson again on the blue line, keeping that puck in for the Sabres. And in net is Liam Jepp for the Brisbane Blitz. Sabres now on the attack. Just happy to dump it in the zone is Racco. Rebound off the boards. Controlled there by the Blitz, out of the Blitz defensive zone, so they have to return and retreat. Wilson, cross ice pass for Irwis. Right-hand side, past the Sabres bench, all the way back down. And they have to turn and chase. Lachlan Tripp with it now for the Blitz, working down the right-hand side. Early stages of the first period, 11.5 minutes to go. Blitz and Sabres 0-0, semi-final 2. The winner meets the Adelaide Generals in the gold medal game. Blitz now across the ice, looking to go down there left-hand side. Just happy to promote the puck was Perry. Up against the boards, fired down there, Noah Moncrief. Sabres now, nice cross-ice pass. He got it on the stick, Noah Moncrief in the end. The puck just running on him a little bit. He had a little bit of pressure there from the Blitz. Back into neutral ice. Blitz in the middle of a change. Sabres back there. Cross ice pass from Savage. Passing both penalty boxes. Both penalty box doors have remained closed at the moment. Thomas Moncrief in possession very, very briefly up against the half wall. Brisbane Blitz get it out of their own defensive end. Back into neutral ice. Just happy to dump it in and come off for a change to the Blitz. 10.5 minutes to go in the first period. Blitz and Sabres 0-0. Kept into the zone well there. Good work there by the Blitz, and waiting for it there, Tilstead, who holds and saves.
You say when it comes, there's been a lack of any penalties whatsoever as yet, and look, that's what the Sabres want, because when you have a look at their special team stats, they're not spectacular. You get your 13.24% on the power play, 72.5% on the penalty kill. They're not the strongest as far as special teams go. They don't want that.
Attacking zone face-off for the Blitz. Coming out are the Sabres trying to clear their defensive zone. They eventually do that via take and rip on. Up against the boards, just going in and out of the zone. Left-hand side now for the Sabres, entering the zone via Schultz. All the way back down in possession again, rip on. Just waiting for the puck, keeping it in the zone. That was good work there by Dushov. Blitz now looking to get out of their own defensive end, and they do some good work via Barnwell. Passing both penalty boxes are the Sabres. Left-hand side half wall for the Sabres. Blitz doing a good job of exiting the zone. Counter-attack opportunity. Here's some pressure there. Good pressure there by Kowinnik. It was a good save there by Tilstead. Sabres now at their own defensive end. Got some escape opportunities down the right-hand side. They elect to go slightly centre. Back now for Kowinnik. Sabres just happy to dump it in the zone, giving their team an opportunity to change. Blitz now working their right-hand side heavily at the moment, winding up, selecting power drive. Good shot there, good follow-up opportunity as well. Cleared out of the slot there by the Sabres. Counter-attack opportunity coming up by Mackenzie Bulger, firing, shooting, just going wide. Some good pressure there by the Sabres, by Bulger on that occasion, up against the half wall. The Blitz managed to get out of trouble. They're using the left-hand side on this occasion. Entering the zone there is Fedor. Fedor getting sent wide. Getting forced back towards the Zamboni door. Reinforcements arrive. With the puck there is Will Clifford. Shot goes wide. No action required there by Tilsted, but he was there ready, waiting, just in case he needed to. Mackenzie Bulger doing some good work in defence, just trying to clear it out via the back door out. Sabres on the left-hand side, entering the zone now. Shooting, firing, the puck's free. And great work there by Depp to save that for the Blitz.
Look, I think the Sabres thought they had that until, you're supposed to have a lay down on top of the puck, and that's sometimes all you can do as a goaltender. Catches it, he thinks he's got that, hits the pad, it's saved. Hell of a save by a tremendous young man.
The Sabres dead set robbed on that occasion. Good work, Depp. Back now for the Sabres, and that goes through to Depp. That one was slightly easier, even though Raffio had some mustard on it.
Did not have to lay down on that one. Still, fantastic save. At this point, the Sabres have missed that one. They're going to be after it.
Attacking zone face-off for the Sabres. 8 minutes to go in the first period. Still 0-0, following the pattern of the first game, actually. Counter-attack opportunity coming up now for the Blitz. They enter the zone. Shooting and firing there was Lancelot, but it copped a bit of Sabre on the way through. Up against the half-boards now. Sabres using the boards. Trying to clear it out. The Sabres down their right-hand side. Contributing again was Lancelot in defence for the Blitz. Up against the boards, and we have a whistle.
We most certainly do. And look, as you say, this game very much mirrors the one before it. Back and forth, both ends, both teams. No team giving an inch. No team really outplaying the other one as yet. It's going to come down to, as we say, just hard work. Who's going to all find that crucial mistake?
Semi-final hockey and the future of Australian hockey right here, right now. Semi-final 2, as the Sabres working out of their defensive end. Nice give and go passing. Trying to find somebody in the middle. Noah Moncrief couldn't quite connect with it. Some work here. But nothing really happened on that occasion from a Sabres point of view. The net's still dry. Blitz manages to get out of the defensive zone on the attack now. Right, left-hand side of the Blitz. It'll come back now for Irwis. Near the Zamboni door, he has to turn and chase Wilson. Left-hand side, Sabres collected the linesman on the way through. Sabres with it now, entering the zone. And the puck's flown out of play.
Goes high, hits the net, drops down the other side, and one of the fans on the other side has themselves a souvenir.
And we're just having a look at some replay action here of some neutral zone play and what followed there. Lots of opportunities for both teams so far, and certainly following the script of semi-final 1. Attacking zone face-off for the Sabres. Schultz with it. Sabres now trying to promote the puck. The Blitz are there in numbers, working out of their own defensive end. It just misses Kelly there. Sabres with it. Bruce Schultz. Now they can clear it out, the Blitz. Good opportunity for the Sabres there briefly, and we have another whistle. They've gone offside.
There we go, back for a reset. Look, everybody gets a bit of a rest, which, blessing and a curse at the same time. That's what you've got to keep an eye on. You don't want to be in that zone when you're not supposed to be, because then this happens.
So just having a look briefly at some stats for the Sabres, it's been all Thomas Moncrief when it comes to scoring. 13 goals, 11 assists, 24 points, and he leads in all three categories for the Sabres. He doesn't lead in penalty minutes, though, which for him is a good thing. Back now for Irwis, who leads in penalty minutes with 55. Shot there and well saved there. It was a good initial shot from Max Miller and well saved by Gepp.
Look, if that should have gone 6 inches to its left, straight in.
So Irwis with the delivery, and here's Miller time, just firing and shooting, but Gepp was up to it at the top of the paint. Attacking zone face-off coming up now for the Sabres. Blitz trying to clear it out. Ellis with the shot. Got some bodies on the way through. On the attack now is Mackenzie Bolger with the puck on the right-hand side. Just trying to find somebody in a better position than him. Up against the boards now, Wilson. Blitz desperately need to try and clear it out. Up against the boards. Fedor eager to get involved in some defensive action. Right-hand side clearing it out now for the Blitz. Just giving themselves some breathing space. Elvis been heavily involved in defence. Blitz now had to watch the offside, but they're okay. Centering pass, the outstretched stick just couldn't get any direction on any deflection there. It was again Fedor. Back into neutral ice. Blitz can just control things down there. Left-hand side now, some good passing opportunities. Will Clifford with the puck. Using the backdoor route via the boards on this occasion. Entering the zone on the right-hand side. Shooting. And saving there.
And again, once again, it comes back to these goalies blocking these shots. And you wouldn't think a young man with relatively little experience as far as these massive games goes would be in position to catch those. But here we are. And again, a lack of rebounds is what's coming off these guys.
Attacking zone face-off coming up for the Blitz. Good opportunity for them with 5 1/4 minutes to go in the first period. Blitz and the Sabres 0-all. Attacking zone face-off. The past the trip, he was under some pressure. Heavy contact up against the boards.
That'll do it. We'll have ourselves a little whistle. Back we go. Out again.
So another attacking zone face-off coming up now for the Blitz. To the left-hand side of Tilsted. Good opportunity here now. Good save there by Tilsted. It was a good initial shot there from Tripp on the blue line.
Plucks it out of the sky like it's nothing.
Not necessarily a cannon, but the aerial route can sometimes be a good one because you never know where the puck's going to go. And he loved it rather easily in the end.
Look, and that can be the blessing and the curse when it comes to those overhead shots, because you never quite know where gravity is going to take them. They can pay off big time, or they can backfire. In this particular instance, goalie's got it. They is safe.
And if you have someone in front who just manages to get a bit of body on that one, that can just change the deflection, the direction, and who knows what can happen. So taking the face off is Nick Barnwell for the Blitz. Ably assisted by Lockie Clifford on the left-hand side. Sabres take advantage of the face-off. Back to neutral ice. Blitz with it now through Lockie Clifford. Through to Tilstead. Saves. Follow up. Blitz still on the attack. They wind up. There's lots of traffic there. Off some bodies in front. Blitz player just leaving it behind. Now they can just set up on the blue line. It was good work again by Tripp. And the Sabres can clear it out. Sabres now clearing out. Good give and go passing. Good opportunity here. And that's a good goal for the Sabres. Noah Moncrief, he's been good for them so far with 6 goals, and that's goal number 7.
It most certainly is. And look, even that was just a fantastic breakaway goal. But even when you look at some of these ones where they glove it or they've hit the rebound, even these rebounds that are coming out are so well controlled. It's a testament to both these young guys. I mean, look at this. He comes across, catches it, straight across, bang, nothing but net. That's not a perfect example of what I'm talking about. That's just an amazing play.
So 1-0 Sabres. It took a lot less time to get the opening goal in this game compared to the first game, where we waited almost like 49 minutes.
It was close to it. Longer than that.
I've got my time slightly wrong, but the point remains.
Yep.
It was 1 1/4 minutes to go in that game.
It was, yeah. And I was worried we were going to have the same, but here we are, 1-0, 4 minutes left.
Right near the Sabres bench. All the way back down for the Blitz at their defensive end. Trying to clear it out is Barnwell. Good work here by the Blitz now. Fedor loses possession in a sea of blue and black there. All the way back down. The Blitz have to turn and chase. 1-0 Sabres with 4 minutes to go in the first period. Blitz now into neutral ice. Entering the zone, got some options, deciding to go right. Shot goes wide. Blitz can't keep it in the attacking zone, so they have to turn and chase. Will Clifford with the puck for the Blitz, back on the red line. The puck flies all the way back down and they have to turn and chase the Blitz, and with it is Lachlan Tripp. Just going left and right, just deciding which lane's open. With an aggressive forecheck, they decide eventually to go towards the left-hand side using the wall, but on the charge there was Bolger, Mackenzie. On the attack, Sabres now looking for goal number 2. They're certainly busy and active, as were the Blitz defence. All the way back down, they have to turn around and chase the puck, the Sabres. Blitz at the defensive end, just going across the ice at the moment. Now they straighten up the attack down the right-hand side. They looked over a lot of space down the right-hand side, shooting, going wide of the net. Follow-up opportunity. Heavy collision up against the boards, arm in the air. Penalty coming in favour of the Blitz. So power play Blitz coming up. Just waiting for the Sabres to touch up. On the blue line, just trying to get a shot on. The puck flies off the stick and out of play. Penalty coming with 2:30 remaining. Sabres 1-0.
And if you're the Sabres, this is exactly what you need right now. You need that man advantage because you don't want to go into that intermission with that 1-0 deficit. It's not doom and gloom because it's one, but if you can get that advantage, if they can put one on them, they'll put themselves back in it and back in a better mindset coming into that second period.
James Dushkov sitting in on the pine. A little bit of a rough. Attacking zone face-off coming up for the Blitz on the power play. With 2.5 minutes to go out of the Brisbane Blitz attacking zone, so they have to turn and chase. It's Fedor again, right-hand side. Neutral ice. Sabres on the attack. They've called it a late hit. So a late hit. Blitz at their defensive end. They've still got 95 seconds of their power play remaining. Let's see how they can set up. Going down the right-hand side, entering the zone, there's Will Clifford. Just setting up play, working backwards and forwards with Lockie Clifford. Cross-ice pass. They're just setting up now for Lockie Young. Fedor. Fedor thinking about a shot. Always had his body and his stick in the way, and the puck flies out of play. With 68 seconds of power play time remaining for the Blitz.
Again, not necessarily something you want for that puck to go out of play, especially now when you could lose your momentum. But they're still down there and when they need to be. They've still got the man advantage. I think they'll be okay.
66 seconds of the Blitz power play remaining. 91 seconds remaining in the period. A very short intermission between periods 1 and 2. So the Blitz would want to have some momentum. Left-hand side now. Tripp. Firing, trying to find somebody on the way through. In front, there's some pressure, but the Sabres are there. Blitz still on the power play, just circling at the moment, just cycling, just looking for a clean lane that's open, shooting. There's a good shot there by Anderson. On the blue line was Tripp. Back now for Anderson, back for Tripp. Tripp again for Anderson on the half wall, just cycling between these two players at the moment, but the pucks come out of the zone.
And that, again, if we're going to do that back and forth table tennis style thing, you've got to watch your positioning. If you're on the wrong side of that line, this is exactly what you're faced with. I get what they were going for, but sometimes it backfires, and here we are.
So a neutral zone face-off closest to the Sabres bench. 29 seconds of the Blitz power play remaining. They'll be rather keen to get back in their attacking zone rather quickly. Fedor right-hand side. They enter the zone now on the right-hand side. 23 seconds of the power play time remaining. The shot got a little bit of a player on the way through. Blitz still in possession though, as time is expiring in the first period. Will Clifford again, some give and go on the back wall. Clifford again, fires, sets up, the puck's free, and flung out. Desperation there shown by the Sabres. Some good work there by Will Clifford. Cross-ice pass, back to 5-on-5 hockey. 15 seconds remaining in the period. Sabres leading 1-0. The Blitz on the attack though. Short intermission coming up with 10 seconds remaining. One last opportunity, possibly. Will Clifford fires. Rebound opportunity in front. The rebound attack was good, but it just went slightly wide. A very short intermission coming up. JD, your thoughts for the first period?
My thoughts are this is pretty much what I was expecting from both teams. Both pushing hard, low scoring, but still scoring as opposed to the last game. And look, it could still go either way. Being one goal down is not doom and gloom. That's not the end of a game. They've got 2 periods to make it up. They could come back any second now, or alternatively the Sabres could keep going. This is a sort of game which could go either way. Both teams, as we say, so evenly matched. And it is those penalties that they need to keep an eye on. But the Blitz have killed it, so, they're doing well.
What we did see in the first game, and this, of course, is no reflection on the players, the pace in the second period did slow down, partly because of this shortened intermission.
Look, I would imagine that it feels to these guys, as I'm sure I mentioned it last game, that they don't even feel like they get that intermission, that it's just one long period, because they get the 2 minutes. Like, half of these guys aren't even sitting down if you see them. You stop, you have your quick drink, you get your instructions from your coach, bang, you're back at it. And that's got to wear them down. And we'll see it again in this one. I reckon about halfway through, you'll see play start to slow right down, which could be a good thing for both teams. They could both get a chance to regroup, or it could be a bad thing for one of the teams. One could get fatigued faster. I'm not sure what either team's conditioning's like. There's, wouldn't no way of knowing that. But that's a definite outcome of these really compressed intermissions, with the gaps between.
And also, having said that, this game's very similar to the first semi-final, where the scores have been so close. Both goalies have been great. Both sets of defence have been great. There's been opportunities at both ends of the ice, and it's really following what happened in the first game.
Absolutely it is, and conversely, it's a lot of really sharp hockey. You're not seeing a lot of those little silly mistakes from people, which, you wouldn't expect at this level anyway. But even like minor errors, you're not seeing happen as much as you do see sort of earlier in the season. They've got their act together. They know what they're doing. They know what they're after. Blitz want their first title. Sabres want to go back-to-back, and this is the way to do it.
So just having a look at some stats and some special teams, the Blitz in power play are running 6th with just under 9% of power play conversions. On the penalty kill, they're 4th with 86%. And for the Sabres, their power play 13.24%. That's 4th, and 6th in the PK, 72.55. So special teams hasn't been necessarily the best for both teams compared to other teams in the league.
No, not, as I mentioned earlier, not the strongest suit for either team, least of all in this when you go them head-to-head, especially the Sabres, and that's what they want to avoid. I mean, nobody really wants to ever rely on a special team. You just want to play your game. But if you're going to do it properly, and when it just comes to straight numbers, the Sabres have that better team, which is reflected in them killing that penalty.
So back to second period action. The Sabres now trying to clear the puck out of neutral ice. Heavy contact on the boards there. Woodall getting driven into the boards there for the Blitz. The Sabres at their defensive end. Heavy contact against the boards, which is a feature of this league.
That is a very prominent feature of this league, which can sometimes lead to some of the PIMs that we see, because sometimes they're a little bit delayed and they're a little bit hard. But look, it's part of the nature of the game and the level these guys play at. They know what they're in for, they know what they're doing, and they can all pretty well take it.
And it's really good to see that they're preparing for what they'll be doing in future years when they age out at this level, and then they go on to play in the next level above. Attacking zone face-off coming up for the Blitz. Won by the Blitz on the blue line now. They just did well to keep it into the zone there. Kept into the zone by the Blitz. They're down 1-0. Early stages of the second period. But they're applying the pressure. Sabres trying to clear it out, but they can't. Kept into the zone by the Blitz on the left-hand side. Firing it in, but just a little bit wide. Both teams need players in front of the net. Sabres going for a skate down their left-hand side. The Blitz just happy to go backwards for the moment. Back now for Clifford. Will. Up against the boards. Trying to use an escape route. Bit of a funky bounce off the boards. Sabres interrupting that play by Lockie Clifford. And we have a whistle.
We most certainly do once more. But look, this is the thing when it comes to those plays where you use the boards. This is, again, one of those things. It can work really well. If you're using a board as an extra player in a team and you get it right, it can go very right. But we've seen it go out of control almost as often as it goes well.
And you've also got the advantage of glass here, which both teams would really love that opportunity, and it does create some things that doesn't necessarily happen at their home rinks.
Correct.
Back into neutralised now. Sabres with it briefly, just looking to attack near the penalty box door, near the scoreboard. Shot went slightly wide. They're in good position here, winding up, shooting, and deflected out of play.
We've seen a lot of that happening. That puck's going out of play a lot, especially in this one. Not so much in the previous one, but it's the power behind it, really. You deflect it, it goes up, it's out of play, and it's really a credit to the strength these guys have got with their shots.
I would not want to be in front of any of these shots, just saying.
No, nor would I.
Sabres on the attack now, right-hand side, just setting up. Equal strength hockey, 13.5 minutes to go in the second period. Sabres 1-0. Working it down the left-hand side, Mackenzie Bolger. Blitz trying to work it out of their defensive end. They've got some opportunity now down their right-hand side. Good opportunity for Dorr on the chase. And he's up against Gushov. On the half wall, Blitz just looking to keep it in. Tripp does good keeping it in. Shot goes across the face of goal. No action required there. Woodall was the party there for the Blitz on the attack. On the half wall. Lots of board battles here in the AJ, as you'd expect, as the Sabres working out of their own defensive end down the right-hand side. With the Blitz defender there in good position via Tripp. Up against the boards, right near the scoreboard. Sabres 1-0. They'd be happy with the 1-0 lead, but the Blitz certainly aren't out of this. Will Clifford holding the Sabres player up against the boards, eating valuable seconds, just trying to gain possession of the puck, and he eventually does. It was a patience game there for Clifford, and he did well. Trying to clear it out now. He's got some opportunity down the right-hand side. They cleared out via the right-hand side escape route. The Blitz back into neutral ice. Good opportunity to change if there. Elvis using the backboards as his friend for the Sabres. Nice cross-ice pass. Didn't hit the intended target. Blitz just trying to clear it out, and they clear it out briefly. Irwis with it again. Good opportunity here. Firing and a good save. Penalty coming. It was a good shot there by the Sabres, but we have a penalty coming. Hooking the call. Penalty box door will be open, and we'll be seeing the special teams, JD.
We most certainly will, and as we've said, they're not the best special teams in the league, but it's the best they've got, and look, it might come down to this. I mean, you see the Sabres there, their power play is not great based just on their stats, but they could take advantage of it now. One less player is one less player regardless of what you're going to do and what you've got.
Hooking the call against Tripp. That could get confusing really, really quickly. Sabres on the power play now for the next 2 minutes. Just working left and right, selecting power drive. Good save there by Gepp. Play continues. Actually, Perry with the penalty. Sabres looking for a lane that's open. Circling in front. Good save there. Cleared out by the Blitz. All the way back down. And the Sabres have to turn and chase. With the puck now is Thomas Moncrief. The leader in all scoring for the Sabres so far. Getting forced wide. Trips there. Across the face of goal. No action required by the Blitz on that occasion. Tripp battling for the puck for the Blitz. A good combination there by Holmes. All the way back down. They have to turn and chase. There's Irwis with the puck. Elects to go towards the right-hand side. Just going backwards and forwards at the moment. The Sabres are on the power play with 55 seconds remaining, and we have a whistle.
Look, sometimes that play that the boys have just done down the other end with just the back and forth between the three out to the blue line back, it's a really good way to run out that clock.
So an attacking zone face-off coming up for the Sabres on the power play. The next 52 seconds, they're at the wrong end briefly. Let's see what they can do now. Just giving and going. Using the cross-ice escape route, which could have been dangerous if there was a Blitz player in the vicinity, but there wasn't. Near both penalty boxes. Sabres setting up now. Irwis with the outstretched stick. and the players have gone offside.
They most certainly have. Once again, need to keep an eye on that one. Gentlemen, you're doing a lot of that this afternoon.
So a neutral zone face-off closest to the Sabres bench.
Which the Sabres won't necessarily be opposed to because they're closer down the far end, which is, better for them, especially while they've still got that man advantage.
Neutral zone face-off, one there by the Sabres. Just dumping it in wide there. Up against the boards, Blitz their own defensive end. They're short-handed for the next 20 seconds. Well kept into the zone by Dushkov. Sabres now looking for an opportunity. Good save there by Gep. Right-hand side, rapidly running out of time on the Perry penalty. Centering pass, bound for Door. Finding somebody to shoot there. Was good work there by Wilson. Back to 5-on-5 hockey. The Blitz getting in good body position there on defence and doing a good job of killing that penalty. Just using the ball on their right-hand side, the Blitz just trying to get out of trouble. Centering pass, couldn't cleanly connect with anybody. Thomas Moncrief briefly had the puck behind the net. All the way back down, they have to turn the Sabres. They turn, they use the left-hand wall. Heavy contact up against the boards. Perry again. Just out of the penalty box. Sabres, right-hand side, entering the zone now. Reinforcements arriving from both teams. The goalie's there watchful, but the Blitz managed to get out of their zone. On the charge. Firing. It was a good shot initially by the Blitz. Well saved there by the Sabres. And a follow-up attempt, and the Brisbane Blitz have equalised.
There we are, 1-1. Told you, Brisbane straight back in it. All they need is that one opportunity, and what an aimed shot that was too.
That's a fantastic shot as we have a look at the replay. There's the initial.
Has a bit of a sit down because he's having a bit of a rest because it's getting on the period. Takes that. Gotta love that.
I don't know how much of that he saw. He had a screen in front, and it was a really good effort to equalise. And this game, JD, has just changed.
The absolute landscape has completely changed right now. The Blitz will be back in it. I mean, they weren't never not in it. They'll be feeling much better.
Back to centre ice after the goal. So Parnwell with the goal for the Blitz. Back now for Irwis at his own defensive end for the Sabres. Sabres now in neutral ice, entering the zone on their right-hand side, just trying to gain possession. Pass went across the face of goal. Nobody in blue and black could connect. Farmwell with the goal for the Blitz. Blitz on the attack now, almost losing the puck behind. And the players again have gone offside.
And then you look at them in the last 10 seconds, these Blitz players, since they got that goal, they've got this renewed energy to them. Like, even you just watch them in that last couple of plays. They've got this fire again, and they could well do it. And I think they won them all.
So a neutral zone face-off closest to the Blitz penalty box. Blitz have to turn and chase, cross ice pass now, using the right-hand side on that occasion. Entering the zone via Fedor, loses possession to Savage. Well kept into the zone by the Blitz. Good opportunity for them. Big rebound offered. Follow-up attempts coming. There's certainly players there and thereabouts shooting. Got some Sabres on the way through on a couple of occasions there. It's vital to get bodies in the slot. Fedor again battling. Nice pass there for Clifford. Got a deflection on the way through. Went higher than he was expecting. Up against the boards, using some soccer skills. Sabres with it at their defensive end. Trying to get out of there of the Sabres, but the Blitz want nothing to do with that against the half-wall penalty coming with 7.5 minutes to go. The score's tied at 1. Players touch up. Penalty box door will be opening. Interference the call. And a power play coming up very, very shortly.
It's definitely not what you want if you're the Sabres right now. You don't want... they're coming back from that... the Blitz are coming back, rather, from that goal. You don't want to give them a man advantage yet. This is what we've done.
Reiko sitting 2 minutes for interference, and the Brisbane Blitz will head on the power play. 7:21 remaining in the second. Blitz and Sabres 1-1. The winner to meet the Adelaide Generals in the AJ Grand Final tomorrow. Sabres now on the penalty kill, working the puck all the way down. So Tripp has to turn and chase. Tripp with it for the Blitz. Counter-attack opportunity. Collected the Brisbane Blitz player on the way through. He was more concerned about heading back to the bench rather than saving the shot or blocking the shot, and that's exactly what he did. Sabres at their defensive end. All the way back down, just clearing it on the penalty kill. They have to turn and chase. Tripp again, the man to turn and chase. Up against the boards. Fatigue must be setting in for both teams at this stage as well. Battle Schultz against Tripp. The puck's free, and do we have another penalty coming? Yes, we do. Holding the call on this occasion. And have I got it right this time? Is Tripp going to the penalty box for a hold?
Well, it's definitely not hold going to the penalty box for Tripp, I can tell you that.
So Tripp sitting in the penalty box for 2 minutes for holding, and the Sydney Sabres have good ice position. 1:21, a 4-on-4. This opens up the ice, JD.
It certainly does. You get that 4-on-4. You've got more space to move. Yes, you've got less guys to work with, but you've got less players in your way as well. So, look, I think this is a good thing that both teams are going to really embrace right now.
So the Sabres at their attacking end of the ice. The Blitz looking to clear it out. Lachlan Tripp sitting 2 minutes for holding. Back now for the Blitz. 4-on-4 hockey for the next minute 10. Fedor fires, and he really had to clear that out. He didn't get it cleanly, Tilstead, and he just spotted that secondary attempt away, and that will come back for icing. Of course, you can have icing on even strength, even though it's 4-on-4.
You most certainly can.
So we'll have a look at this save. Fedor Clifford. Fedor getting it again, gets a shot on. And then he had to swat that away there, Tilstead, and did a good job of that. Attacking zone face-off coming up for the Blitz. 1 minute of 4-on-4 action, and then an abbreviated power play. Oh, so close opportunity there for the Blitz. Tilstead did enough to keep it out. Fedor up against the boards. Will Clifford coming in to provide some assistance, just leaving it on the blue line. Lockie Young all the way back down. The Sabres in control of the puck at the moment. Centering pass, follow-up opportunity. He got enough of that gap and it rebounded out of play. Some good work there by the Bolger brothers, Connor and Mackenzie.
Absolutely, and as you say, it's an absolute sibling rivalry match between all these sets of siblings in this one. He goes here, fires up, over, out of play.
And of course, it's at some other rinks around the country, that's play on.
That most certainly is, because a lot of glass.
Attacking zone face-off for the Sabres, 35 seconds of 4-on-4, and then an abbreviated power play for the Sabres after that. Sabres back with it at their defensive end, losing possession. This could be dangerous. Applying the pressure there was Barnwell, who scored the goal for the Blitz a little bit earlier on. Back into neutral ice, 14 seconds of the 4-on-4. We'll see a player coming back for the Sabres very, very shortly. Barnwell fires. Deflected off Tilstead, chasing his own rebound. Sabres there in numbers. And so the Sabres are back full strength. An abbreviated power play for them for the next 35 seconds. They're at the wrong end of the ice briefly, but they can change that right now. Coming back now are the Blitz at their defensive end. Under some pressure in the corner. Players sliding in the corner. It was Perlin for the Blitz. Shot. And the Sabres have to come back and turn and chase. 15 seconds of the abbreviated power play coming up for the Sabres. Just under 5 minutes to go in the second period now. Good opportunity for the Blitz now. They lose possession and the Sabres can take over down their left-hand side. Lots of turnovers at the moment and we're back to 5-on-5 hockey, but for how long? And that, JD, will come back for icing.
It certainly will. And look, given the way both these teams have been playing, we could go another 10 minutes without a penalty. We could go another 4-on-4 in 30 seconds' time. There's nowhere to tell. Both teams are so hungry for it, and it's fantastic to see.
And this, my friend, is semi-finals hockey.
100% it is.
Attacking zone face-off coming up for the Sabres to the right-hand side of Liam Gap. Up against the half wall. Sabres battling there via Ripon. Up against the boards. Just using the corners, just using the boards at the moment. There's Tripp after his recent time in the penalty box in defence for the Blitz. Sabres, good attempt there. Was good shot there by Miller. Kept in the zone by Irwis, trying to fire again. There's lots of bodies in front. I had a little bit of net to look at, but it turned out okay for the Blitz in the end, briefly, but the Sabres still applying some pressure. Blitz need to clear it out now, and they do that. Blitz on the attack down the left-hand side, just firing it in. Skillfully rebounded in the corner there, out of harm's way by Hillstead with 3.25 minutes to go, 1-1 in semi-final number 2. Winnick now in defence. Unfortunate bounce there for the Blitz. Got a bit of a skate on the way through now. They can clear it out briefly and neutralise. And the Sabres just happy to dump it in and come off for a change. 3.5 minutes to go. Still 1-1, semi-final 2. And they're just happy to control the play at their own defensive end at the moment, the Blitz. They eventually use the backdoor route, the right-hand side. Let's see what they can do now. Here's a good opportunity entering the zone. It's good work there by Mulcahy. Sabres now trying to clear it out. Stuck up against the boards. Reinforcements in orange arriving. Up against the half wall. They cleared out the Sabres now all the way back down. The Blitz in orange. They have to turn and chase. Sabres trying to attack. Winding up, selecting power drive. Luckily there was nobody from the Sabres there to take advantage of that rebound at the paint. Blitz with it now, right-hand side. Good work there by Lockie Clifford. Irwis. Breakaway opportunity here. Great work there by Gepp, but it was also some good work there by Mackenzie Bolger.
Look, that could have gone either way, and that was a fantastic breakaway, and then phenomenal save.
There was nobody in front of him. The Blitz defence there, he got behind them, and that's a good tactic.
Well, getting behind the defenders, yeah, that's always handy to do if you're on a breakaway.
Attacking zone face-off coming up now for the Sabres. Just waiting for this face-off. Blitz with it, their own defensive end, using the backdoor area again. Up against the boards. Sabres doing well to try and keep it in. Blitz with it now. A long intermission coming up in about 2 minutes. Up against the board. Up, held there. Thomas Moncrief couldn't get a good shot on, but he's still got possession of the puck. Centering pass. Could only find somebody in orange. And the Blitz work it out of danger again. Left-hand side. Just happy to dump it in at this stage. All the way back down. All the Blitz there. The Blitz are on the attack still. Will Clifford trying to find somebody in front for Dawes there. Fedor was waiting for it, but he just went himself, Clifford, and it was a good save in the end.
Absolutely, it was. There's nothing more you could really say about it. He's come around, he's caught it, he shot it, and you've got to think that a lot of that, because that just went low and had very little power behind it. You've got to think it's fatigue.
Well, not only that, you're also trying to back yourself. But was Fedor the better option? Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. You have to make that call at that time. You think you got an opportunity, but the goalie come back on the right-hand post and saved it. Attacking zone face-off for the Blitz. Pass it there, defensive end for the Sabres, just trying to clear it out. Well kept into the zone briefly by the Blitz. Sabres now working down the left-hand side via Schultz. Near the scoreboard, 90 seconds to go in the period. It's 1-1 Blitz and Sabres. I think both teams will be really happy for the long intermission. Blitz with some momentum now, firing. Trying to follow up that. It was Matt Clifford with a good shot initially. Another shot that went slightly wide. And the Sabres just happy to get it into neutral ice. Sabres with it left-hand side, getting around one. Earl was just happy to dump it in, giving his team an opportunity to change should they need to. Back now, up against the boards, back into neutral ice. Under a minute to go in the period now. Here we go for the Blitz. Good opportunity, shooting, scoring. And some good work there. Lockie Young there with the goal. The Orange Army are up and about.
And if you're the Blitz, that's what you want going into this long intermission. You want to come back two unanswered goals. One basically from the blue line. You've come in, you've caught up, you've taken the lead. The Blitz have got to be happy with going in. Because look at this, he lines it up on the blue line, just past the logo. Defender didn't even see it. Well, no, he saw it. He saw it go past him.
And bar down as well.
Yeah, that too.
So that's goal number 7 for the season for Lachie Young, the defender. He's got 17 points so far, so he's been contributing well for the team. Across the face of goal, no action required by the Sabres on this occasion. Blitz 2-1 now. The second place Blitz against the third place Sabres. Unassisted goal to Lachie Young. Sabres just happy to try and control the pace in the shadow of the second intermission, and certainly not something that the Sabres would have wanted that close to the second intermission Blitz. I don't think the defender knew where the puck was, but the goalie was, and he was up to it, and he just put his glove down and said, that's enough.
Yep, like it was absolutely nothing. Oh, look, there's the puck. I'm going to stop it. But you're right, that's not the position the Sabres want to be in right now.
Having said that, the Blitz second in the regular season against third.
And still, it's not a huge deficit. It's 1 goal. There's no reason that this couldn't, again, backflip again at the start of the third.
Oh, very close opportunity right in the shadow of the second intermission. It was a good save there by Gepp. As we have a look at this on the replay, he had to react very, very quickly to the shot, and it was a good shot with some pressure in front there. Noah Moncrief in front there, combining with Brother Thomas, and the penalty box door is about to open for the Blitz.
Definitely not what you want if you're the Blitz right now.
Mr. Tripp, you've done it again.
Yeah, that's going to derail a lot of their sort of inner momentum. Maybe not necessarily on ice, but a lot of the guys with now feeling it. Well, we've come from the 2 goals up, and we're currently now 1 man down.
So the Sabres will take a power play into the second intermission. The Blitz just trying to clear it out. Tripp sitting 2 minutes for roughing, and the puck out all the way back down. That is the second intermission, and the Brisbane Blitz are leading 2-1. The Sabres, however, they will come back with a power play, which is almost a full power play. There's only about 7 seconds off the penalty clock for Lachlan Tripp with his second trip to the penalty box.
Look, end of the second, 2-1, Blitz are up. End of the first, 1-0, Sabres are up. This could literally go either way, especially with the Sabres coming into the start of that second on that power play.
Certainly can. Lots of action still in this one. The players will appreciate the break. We'll take a short break very, very shortly. We'll have a look at some of the highlights from the first 2 periods and be back with the third period action. The Brisbane Blitz lead the Sydney Sabres 2-1. The winner goes through to the gold medal game to meet the Adelaide Generals tomorrow. We'll be back very, very shortly with the third and final period. Welcome back to the third and final period, AJ semi-final number 2, the Brisbane Blitz leading the Sydney Sabres 2-1. I'm Eric Brook, and alongside me is John D. What a period of hockey we've got coming up.
Look, it's going to be absolutely fantastic. At the start of the last period, the Sabres were up 1-0. Now, Brisbane Blitz are leading 2-1. This is going to be an absolute barn burner one way or another.
And of course, we have the prize that both teams are aiming for. The Adelaide Generals are there. Who will join them?
At this point, it's still hard to tell. It could be anybody's game. If it was like a 4-1 game at the moment, you can say, it's probably going to be whoever's in the lead. But at the moment, it's 2-1. That's not a huge deficit when it comes to goals. They could make that up in the power play they're about to go on at the start of this period. So
we have both teams. They will be back on the ice very, very shortly. In the first game, just in case you missed it, the Sydney Wolfpack took on the Adelaide Generals, and the Adelaide Generals, thanks to Zach Steele, sealed the win with 1:14 remaining in the third period with a goal, and that was 1-0 to the Adelaide Generals. They will play the winner of this game in the gold medal game tomorrow. Both games tomorrow will be here, Orthodox Media Group on YouTube. The bronze medal game and then the gold medal game after that, competing for the Nathan Walker Trophy.
Look, and what an afternoon that's going to be. If these two games have been any indication, then the medal games are going to be absolutely off the proverbial charts.
So we have our referees on the ice, players starting to join them now, and Lachlan Tripp heading over to the penalty box to serve his penalty. The Sabres will be on the power play for a minute 53. So they've basically got a full power play to start the third period, JB.
And look, coming in rested off that intermission, which these guys desperately needed and wanted, the Sabres are going to be firing with that. They're going to have the man advantage. They're going to want to catch up again. Bold prediction, I think they're probably going to do it, just based on how much they probably want it and the skills they've got. But when you look at their stats, their power play is not great. 13.24%, fourth in the league. It's not... The stats are against them, but the desperation of the situation is probably behind their backs.
The Sabres are the current champions. The Brisbane Blitz have never won the AJ. Although, of course, that could all change tomorrow. 15 minutes on the clock. 1:53 power play time coming up for the Sabres. Let's see what both teams can do. Third period, Australian Junior Ice Hockey League semi-final 2, and the Sabres working it out of their own defensive end on the power play. Up against the boards, here's Thomas Moncrief. Moncrief fires, sprays it wide. No action required by Liam Jepp on that occasion. Sabres on the attack now on the power play. Armed, ready and dangerous on the right-hand side is James Irwis. Irwis with the puck now. He's got bodies in front. Goes left-hand circle. The puck's flying around everywhere at the minute. Minute 25 of power play time remaining for the Sabres. The Blitz, though, on the box seat. Jepp with the pad down. Saves it on the left-hand post. And again, we have a whistle. The net is off its moorings.
These nets, all they've wanted to do all afternoon is go for a walk.
Not as extreme as the one that was at a 90-degree angle in the first game, though.
No, that was good. That was definitely just jumping around all over the place. They seem to have calmed down. They've got their groove on. They're okay.
Attacking zone face-off coming up for the Sabres. Minute 16 of power play time remaining before Tripp comes back after his second stint in the penalty box. Blitz trying to work it out of their defensive end. Thomas Moncrief on the blue line, keeping it in for the Sabres. Working back now. Sabres trying to keep it in on the left-hand side. They do that. Now the Blitz get it out of there with a minute on the power play remaining, and giving the Blitz an opportunity to breathe. Thomas Moncrief again. He's been the leading scorer for the Sabres in all departments so far. Coming back now is Kowinnik. Kowinnik just gets the puck out of there, as a good defenseman should, on the penalty kill. It's left there for Tilstead with a little bit of paddle work with 35 seconds to go of the Sabres power play. Sabres now setting up. There's a Brisbane Blitz player without his stick briefly. Thomas Moncrief trying to shoot, fires and scores.
Hold it.
He's been their leading goal scorer. Power play goal, and that is exactly what they needed. 13 goals so far. He's just made that goal number 14.
Thomas Moncrief, it's what you've come to expect from this guy. As you say, leading point scorer for the team. He's found his opportunity. There's a stick going wide there. Catches it, plants it. Over the shoulder, Bickety Ben, that's all she wrote. And now we have a 2-all game.
So the game has changed, and a power play goal for the Sabres. 13 and a half minutes to go in the third and final period. Semi-final number 2. The second place Blitz against the third place Sabres. Strap yourselves in because this could be anything. Sabres on the attack again, getting forced wide by the defenders. On the attack now, Sabres. Ellis with the assist. Back now, looking for somebody in front. The Blitz have it. Got some opportunity to clear the puck. They clear the puck on the right-hand side now. Entering the zone on the right-hand side. Setting up in front is Lockie Clifford. Right near the Zamboni door. Up against the boards, and another penalty coming.
Very poorly timed, especially right now. You do not want that.
Interference the call. Penalty box door will be opening. And Noah Moncrief will be entering the penalty box. And the Blitz will be going on the power play.
Which is exactly the versus of what I just said. What they want and they need right now.
So Blitz on the power play. 2-all with 12:50 remaining. Still lots of time in this game of hockey. The winner to meet the Adelaide Generals in the gold medal game tomorrow afternoon. Moncrief sitting for interference. Up against the boards. Sabres in defence using the left-hand wall. Getting it out of immediate danger. Losing the puck here. Here's some danger, danger, danger. How did he save that? Some great work there by Schultz, but denied there by Jepp.
That was fantastic.
Good work, Liam Jepp. All the way back down for the Blitz in defence on the power play. But they're at the wrong end of the ice briefly. Schultz then almost calls the turnover again. Will Clifford getting sent wide, entering the zone. Getting around Irwis, firing, and a good save there, and a bit of pushy-shovey on the back wall. The Zebras need to be in close and in quick for this one, and they are.
I was about to say Irwis has been in the middle of absolutely everything so far this game, and he's in the middle of that.
And he's the leading penalty minutes taker for the Sabres with 55.
Probably for a reason at this point, but look, even when he's on the ice, he's in the middle of everything so far this afternoon. Working really hard.
So just looking at some replay action here and a little bit of after the whistle from both players involved. So there's still a minute 13 of the original power play remaining for the Blitz. They would really like a power play goal at this stage. Captain Obvious statement, I know. Up against the half wall on the left-hand side. Every little battle's going to be so important. Battling there was Woodall. And the puck's free, and we have another whistle.
Ooh. Penalty for high sticking, did I say?
Let's have a look.
Looked like it.
So he's getting escorted over towards the penalty box.
Yep, off you go. Yep, yeah, high sticking.
So two players having a conversation, Thomas Moncrief and Lachlan Tripp, having a discussion with one of our referees. The Blitz are already on the power play. This could change that. Both penalty box doors have remained closed. So we're about to have a discussion between the members of Team Zebra.
Yep. We're about to have an outcome. What are we looking at?
So claiming the high contact there. Sagan Rippon on the receiving end of that one.
I'm not sure it was, but I'm not a referee, nor am I one of the amateur referees in the audience.
The amateur referees in the audience don't appear to have an opinion
one way or another at this point.
Unless, of course, you're supporting either team, and then, of course, you've got an opinion.
That's right.
So lots of discussions going on between all concerned. So we'll just wait for the official announcements and the penalty box doors opening or remaining closed. So this, even though there's still just under 12 minutes to play, this could be very, very important.
Look, this could change the entire outcome and the landscape of the whole game. If this goes the way it does and then you end up with the power play the way it's looking like it's going to go, then that could change everything.
So we're hearing possibly a 5-on-3 power play coming up for the Blitz. So we'll just wait for official confirmation from the officials in relation to that. One player in the penalty box for the Sabres at the moment. Both penalty box doors have remained closed. So we're just waiting for, we're just cleaning some material up off the ice, which is part of the delay.
Yeah, pick an opportune moment. And you're going to do it. Do it. Good job.
I could never imagine, I've operated a broom and scoop in other environments, I couldn't imagine operating it on an ice surface. I've never thought of that's a thing that I should do.
Look, I have enough trouble standing up on the ice.
So we're just cleaning some objects off the ice. 11:48 remaining. Now, we're just having a look at some replay action here. So we're just cleaning up the ice surface at the moment. One player in the penalty box already who played absolutely no part in this, Noah Moncrief. Will he be receiving a friend very shortly?
Looks like we've got to stick to a face by just having a quick look at some of the replays we've got here. And that might have been blood on the ice, potentially. Is what we're seeing, just having a quick look at the replays and the angles we've got here. Definitely looks like there's a definite impact to the face. Blood on the ice. We're probably going to end up with some form of penalty here.
So what that also does, JD, it provides both teams an opportunity to breathe and relax and think about what's going on and conserve their energy for the next 11 minutes, 48 seconds that they come.
It does, but do you necessarily want that at this high-pressure juncture of the game? Is that something you want? You want to have that break after you've just scored if you're the Sabres, or then conversely coming in if you're the Blitz, you're on that power play. Do you want to lose that momentum? It's such a double-edged sword.
So 3 players heading back onto the ice for the Sabres.
We've got one headed across to the penalty box.
So Tegan Rippon is heading to the penalty box. I thought he actually might have been a victim initially looking on the first replays that I saw.
To me.
So a 5-on-3 power play coming up for the Blitz. 58 seconds of 5-on-3, and then Noah Moncrief comes back. Blitz on the attack, they would really need to score a power play goal with a 2-player advantage. Blitz now with a 2-player advantage, just cycling the puck at the moment. Give and go on the blue line. Right hand side, just losing possession. Rip on 2 minutes for high sticking. Just controlling the play at the moment. There's Fedor. Right hand circle now. Blitz got a couple of players in front. They've got a couple of players advantage as well. Fedor left hand side. Just trying to find a lane that's open. Just walking the blue line. Right hand circle now. There's a couple of players in front. Sabres trying to clear it out. Shot fired that went wide there from Lockie Young. Up on the blue line. Young again, just looking for some options. Right hand side. 15 seconds of the 5-on-3. Shot gets deflected into the corner. Sabres just need to clear it out. The Blitz need to provide the pressure. 5 seconds of the 5-on-3 before the Sabres get a player back. They're doing a good job short-handed doubly by the Sabres at the moment. So Rippon's the only player in the penalty box for the Sabres. Noah Moncrief back now. So 5-on-4 for the next 50 seconds. Sabres get the puck out of there, back into neutral ice, and we have a whistle. High stick, no penalty.
Interesting development that we've had in the last 90 seconds of gameplay. Suddenly we've gone from a 2-1 to a 2-2 to a 5-on-3 power play. This is why I love this game. Anything's possible, especially at the finals level. So good.
So neutral zone face-off closest to the Sabres bench. Blitz want to be on the attack. Sabres just want to get the puck out of there, and they do. They have to turn and chase now. Thomas Kawinick. Winnick's got some options. He was charging hard Connor Bolger from the Sabres. Just trying to clear it out, the Blitz down the left-hand side. On the attack now. Losing the puck. Taking over is Kawinnick. Just looking for some options. 20 seconds of their power play remaining. Kawinnick again, left-hand circle. Cross-ice pass, right-hand circle. Good shot, but a good save also by Tilstead. Counter-attack opportunity by the Sabres. Power play just about over. Entering the zone, getting forced wide. Thomas Moncrief won already. Good shot there by Moncrief. Well saved by Gep. Nobody could take advantage of the rebound. Back to 5-on-5 for the next, who knows how long.
Could be any second.
Any second. Could be any second. Could be the whole game. Who knows? Underneath the scoreboard, it's 2-2 with 9.5 minutes remaining in this third and final period. Sabres working out of their own defensive end. Some nice passing past the outstretched stick of Connor Bolger. All the way back down for Katahonic. Left-hand side, Blitz working it out. Off the skates there of Lancelot. And we'll come back for icing.
We certainly will. I tell you what, say what you will about the Sabres and their statistically worst penalty kill in the league. They've absolutely nailed it tonight. They've had that 5-on-3. They've come back from it. The other penalties they've got, they've really stepped up as far as that, that 72% penalty kill they've got. They've nailed it. Good for them.
Both teams are really bringing it on. Schultz at the face-off for the Sabres. Blitz just trying to work it out of their defensive end. Ripon out of the penalty box, getting involved. And the Blitz with an opportunity briefly, but they lose the puck to Irwis. Turnover central at the moment. Sabres dumping it in, looking to attack down their right-hand side. Up against the boards, the puck missed Schultz. Blitz get it out of their defensive zone, so the Sabres have to turn and retreat. Turning around and chasing is Wilson. Now straightening up the attack via Ripon. Left-hand side, entering the zone, getting forced wide is Schultz. Losing possession briefly. Ripon contributes. Back at the South Pole end. Schultz again. Pressure by the Blitz defence. They should be able to clear it out the Blitz. And they do just. Right-hand side, on the charge, chasing there is Perry. Sabres now at their defensive end. Orbiting around their own net, just trying to clear it out now. Miller getting involved for the Sabres. 8 minutes to go. Blitz and Sabres 2-2. Semi-final 2. Just happy to keep it in the zone. Up against the boards near the Blitz bench. Every little battle, JD, is going to be so important from here on in.
Oh, look, and they're going to be taking them all so seriously. Sometimes you can let the little ones go. Don't sweat the little things. Focus on the big things. Every little moment and opportunity is going to be important from here on in. 7.5 out. Draw game.
Back into neutral ice. The Sabres looking to enter via the left-hand side. No Sabres in the immediate vicinity, though. All just high-vis orange. Blitz now on the attack. Or they've got possession of the puck, I should say, at least. They're trying to avoid the Sabres. All the way back down. Sabres have to turn and retreat at their own defensive end. Right-hand side Sabres. Trying to connect, but he was under some pressure. Good pressure applied there by Tripp. Entering the zone, down in front. And we have a whistle. Not for that reason.
Well, if they're going to blow it for anything, it may as well be a lack of visibility for the commentary team.
So a neutral zone face-off in front of the Blitz bench. The Blitz have never won the AJ before, and the Sabres are the current champions. Blitz now trying to clear the zone. Thomas Moncrief does a good job of keeping it in the zone for the Sabres. They're under some pressure. The Blitz trying to get a good shot on there was Noah Moncrief, one of several brothers in this game. Sabres now just trying to set up. 6 3/4 minutes to go. Puck kept into the zone. The puck's free in the slot. Desperation. Referee keeping an eager eye on the puck. Sabres still with it. Firing. Moncrief. Good work. Tripp getting his body in the way of that one. Noah Moncrief fires, but it collected a little bit of a Blitz player on the way through. Noah Moncrief promoting the puck on the back wall. Blitz are there in numbers. Blitz deciding to use the right-hand side, and that's a good escape route for them. Good opportunity here for the Blitz. centering pass, trying to collect it on the stick. It was good work by Lockie Clifford. Play continues. Blitz in possession with 6 minutes to go, right near the Zamboni door. Sabres can try and clear it out. They clear it out now, the Sabres. Back to centre ice. Working around one, trying to get around the second one. Couldn't get around the second one. Penalty coming. Penalty coming up against the Blitz. The Blitz touch up. And the Sabres, JD, will be on the power play.
They most certainly will, and the last time we saw them on the power play, they caught themselves an equalising goal. Will they get a go-ahead at this point? We'll wait and see in the next couple of minutes, I guess.
Flashing the call. Penalty box door will be opening for the Blitz. And that's Lockie Young.
By the looks of things, yes. Here we'll see, once again, the Blitz on that penalty kill. We'll see how they go.
Schultz taking the face-off for the Sabres. They can keep it in the zone via Irwis. Just looking for some options. Looking to go left, looking to go right. There's a player right in the corner. Well controlled there by Tripp. Flashing the call. Up against the backboards in front. Well done, Liam Jeff.
I was worried that was going to be an own goal for a second there, the way some of those guys were set up.
And there's a penalty coming too.
Oh, we have another penalty. It's going to be a 4-on-4 or a 5-on-3.
We'll just wait for the actual call. It's just getting worse for the Blitz.
This is not what the Blitz need right now.
They've already got one player in there, and he's frustrated. No need to announce your departure, mate. We know you're going.
Yep, off you go. Seen you. Oh, but look, this is probably the worst position the Blitz could find themselves in right now.
And clearly he's frustrated with the situation.
Oh, look, understandably so, I guess.
It's high pressure.
It's very high pressure. Imagine a lot of those guys are feeling that tension right now.
99 seconds of 5-on-3 for the Sabres. The Blitz had a 5-on-3 earlier. Let's see what they can do. Irwis now fires. Good defence there by the Blitz. An extended 5-on-3 power play coming up there for the Sabres. Blitz just need to get the puck out of there, and they do.
That's exactly what they've needed to do.
All the way back down with the helpful paddle there by Tilstead. Haven't seen a lot of him in the last couple of minutes. Back now for the Sabres via Sables. Entering the zone on the left-hand side. A two-player advantage. They've got players in front. They just cleared out the Blitz, and that will go all the way back down, and they just have to turn and chase the helpful paddle there from goalie Tilstead. Cross-ice pass. I think the player was more looking to come off than take the pass, but he was at the wrong bench. Fedor now leaves the puck behind him. The pace is notably slowed down as Fedor hasn't got a stick, so he's just trying to defend with his body, just trying to get his body in the way, just walking in, firing. Good follow-up. Irwis. Thomas Moncrief had it. Woodall sitting 2 minutes for roughing. Thomas Moncrief with it now. Setting up in front. Rip on. Got absolutely monstered there by Fedor. 20 seconds of the 5-on-3. Irwis fires. Had to close the 5-hole rather quickly, Liam Gepp, and he did exactly that. Thomas Moncrief, cross-ice pass, selecting power drive and scoring. Great goal there by Sables.
What can you say? 5-on-3, there's only so much you can do against that onslaught. And here they are. We have ourselves a go-ahead. 4 and a bit minutes left. The Blitz are going to have to pull something out if they want to make their way to that grand final and that first win.
And the skipper's done it. They did a good job by Moncrief to keep it in, and then he just went high. And so has he set up a meeting with the Generals tomorrow?
At this stage, it's entirely probable. Because we've still got the 5-on-4. They could go again. Or, the Blitz could do what they did before and score shorthanded.
So a power play goal. So the Blitz get one player back. Back door. Just working things down the left-hand side of the Blitz. The Blitz with it all to do with 3.5 minutes to go. They've got a player disadvantage for the next 10 seconds. Sabres now on the attack. Just trying to get through a hole. Noah Moncrief fires. Shot goes wide. Yep, no action required in the end, but he was there ready. Player out of the penalty box. Back to 5-on-5. Play controlled there. And he controlled the pace of that puck really well, Tilstead. He didn't want a delay of game penalty. He just waited till the Blitz players came
Yeah.
and then he throws the puck because then he was under pressure.
Absolutely waited to see exactly what his moment was going to call, and that was it. It was the right call. It was testament to the young goalie.
The Blitz in a good position here on the ice with an attacking zone face-off. Certainly with it all to do now, with 3:17 remaining. They're down by a goal. Anything can happen in this next 3.25 minutes. AJ semi-final 2. The winner of this meets the Adelaide Generals tomorrow.
You got to think at some point in the next 90 seconds, the Blitz are going to think about pulling their goalie.
So play continues now. Thomas Moncrief. Follow-up opportunity by brother Noah, but it wasn't on target. Kept into the zone. Fired there by Savage. Got a bit of Blitz on the way through. They're on the charge now, the Blitz. They really need a goal in the next 3 minutes. Some good soccer skills on the blue line there. That was a dead set. That was dead set soccer skills.
100% it was. Very much the distinct kicking motion that we love so much.
Back now, firing was off the pad there by Gep. That puck really had some mustard on it. 2.5 minutes to go. Blitz with it all to do. They're in possession. Going down the left-hand side. Trying to find some support on the trailer that was coming through but couldn't connect. Every second is so important for the Sabres. Blitz working it down there. Right-hand side. Up against the boards defensively. It's left there for Connor Bolger. Bolger going for a skate down his right-hand side. Bolger with the shot and well saved there by Gep. That will cause a stop in play with 2:06 remaining.
And look, at this point, you've got to try and not get desperate if you're the Blitz. You're going to want to. You're going to play as hard as possible, but don't do the desperation. Don't make mistakes.
So timeout being called by the Blitz. And they've got it all to do. And at the moment, at least, JD, they're at the wrong end of the ice.
And that's not where you want to be. Not where you want to be at all. Especially at these points.
So the Sabres in the box seat with 2:03 remaining in the third period. So the Blitz would be looking to clear the defensive zone as soon as they can, pull the goalie, and then get the extra attacker on. But the problem with this game is, mate, that it's been so end-to-end.
Oh, look, at this point, you could pull your goalie in 2.5 seconds later. You've got an empty net goal. Because it's been, as you say, back and forth each end so much, both this game and the one before it.
You can't really die wondering at this point.
That is true. I mean, if it's all you've got, you're 2 minutes out, you're one down, you throw what you've got at the wall, and if that's what you've got, that's what you've got. I mean, you can't go, oh, we might get an empty net goal. Well, you know what? At this point, you're going to lose.
So what we've got at the moment, we know that the Adelaide Generals are there. We know that the Sabres are up by a goal.
We know there's 2 minutes left. It's a fair bet, but anything's possible in 123 seconds of hockey.
And the Blitz are at the wrong end, but let's see what they can do about that, as the Sabres will just be happy just to keep them down here. With under 2 minutes to go, Sabres on the attack. Blitz need to clear it out as soon as they possibly can. Penalty coming, that will help them.
It definitely will.
So just waiting for the Sabres. Delayed penalty coming up for the Blitz. And they touch up, and so they'll have the extra attacker. They'll have an attacking zone face-off, and they should pull the goal in out.
100%. You go your 6-on-4. You go your hardest with everything you've got if you're the Blitz right now. As you say, you don't die wondering. Don't leave it there. Go, oh, we might not have won. Well, you know what? At this point, you've got a 6-on-4 advantage. Take it.
Connor Bolger sitting in the penalty box for 2 minutes. And the Brisbane Blitz are in the best position that they can be, considering they're down by a goal with 1:42 remaining. Attacking zone face-off and a power play coming up for the Blitz. The Sabres just need to clear it out there. Just walking the blue line, trying to shoot. Collected a bit of Sabres on the way through. Cross-checking the core against Connor Bolger. Empty net Blitz. 6-on-4. Let's see what the Blitz can do. They really need to go now. There's no other way of explaining it.
This is your moment. If you want to make that grand final and get your win, boys, this is it.
Okay, they're at the wrong end of the ice with 1:17 remaining. They need to go accelerate up the ice now. They've got some opportunity down the left-hand side. Left-hand side entering the zone. But can they get a shot on? Just working play across the face of goal. Nobody could connect in orange. Keeping in the zone was important. Getting a shot on is important. Attacking, they're swarming. I don't know what a collective noun for a group of Blitz is, but
it's a blitzkrieg.
Okay, there we go. Now they've got an opportunity. The empty net attempt went wide from the Sabres. The Sabres just can clear it out. They're in the box seat and they have to turn and chase. The Blitz are definitely in the wrong position at the wrong end of the ice. 38 seconds remaining. Blitz need to go. Blitz need to go now. They're going down on the left-hand side, entering the zone. Will Clifford fires. Good shot, but off the right-hand pad there of Tilstead. Time rapidly expiring. Blitz not giving up until the final second. One last opportunity possibly. Here's Tripp. Tripp happy to dump it in. Setting up. Running out of time rapidly. Sabres, the fence. The puck's free. The puck's free. The puck's free. Stacks on in front. A bit of WrestleMania in front of the bench now.
And that's when your emotions run way too high in these moments. And it is on and someone is down.
And the play's continuing there. Ben Woodall involved in that from the Blitz amongst others.
Not what you want at this point in the game, guys. Keep it together. You've got like 10 seconds left.
So we'll get confirmation of how long is exactly left on the clock there. They'll sort these penalties out. So we'll just wait for the decisions to come down the line. We won't preempt what's going on. Because, of course, what happens here will determine where the next face-off comes from.
Absolutely.
So we know that the Adelaide Generals are there in the grand final tomorrow.
At this stage, it looks like it's going to be the Sabres, but 10 seconds is a very long time in hockey.
3 seconds remaining.
It's 3.
But what it will depend on is where this next face-off. It needs to be the Blitz's attacking end for them to have any hope at all. If it's not in their attacking zone, they've got no hope.
Yeah, then that's not going to happen.
So we'll just wait for the decisions to come down the line and we'll follow the Blitz as they head in the general direction of the penalty box. The two referees are conferring. This could also have implications for tomorrow's game depending on what these penalties are.
That is true. That is very true.
So while you could say, oh, this is purely academic, there's 3 seconds to go.
It could impact tomorrow. You're 100% right.
So we're having a look on screen at the moment. Lachlan Tripp is having a chat. Lots of players coming over. So we've got one Brisbane player in the penalty box. Ben Woodall is in the penalty box. The penalty box is opening for the Sabres. Walking in there is Thomas Moncrief.
Reluctantly taking his time is Thomas Moncrief.
Get in the box, he's being told.
You tried. You've got 3 seconds. Go and sit down. The game will be over by the time you get it right.
So 3 seconds now. The question is, of course, the vital question is, where's this face-off going to be done?
Yeah. That's...
Apart from being in the attacking zone, that's probably the best case scenario for the Blitz.
Yep. You got to win that, get it out there, get it in the net. 3 seconds. Good luck.
So play continues, and that is it. The Sydney Sabres, they take a very tight 3-2 lead against the Brisbane Blitz. So what that means tomorrow is that the Adelaide Generals will play the Sydney Sabres, and the Brisbane Blitz will play the Wolfpack.
It most certainly does. And what an interesting game that's going to be.
So congratulations all round for the Sabres. A very close game there. It could have went down to, and it did go down to the final couple of seconds there. You know, both teams competed very well at both ends of the ice.
If we hadn't had that blow up at the end, there's nothing to say that the Blitz weren't going to score there.
They were certainly applying a lot of pressure towards the end. They pulled the goalie. They had a 6-on-4 player advantage, and unfortunately for the Blitz, it didn't work. For the Sabres, it did. Both games decided by 1 goal.
Absolutely. And look, that's what you've come to expect at finals level. Not just here in the AJ, but in every league. You want finals hockey, that's where you're getting your best game. And this is what we've seen today. We've seen some of the best hockey we've seen in this league in years today.
So both teams, handshakes all round. Of course, the Brisbane Blitz will be, of course, very disappointed. Who doesn't want to be in the gold medal game?
No, but they now go on to face the Wolfpack for bronze, which is still, surprising in and of itself.
What this also means, the Wolfpack, they were team 1.
Yep.
Got defeated.
Yep.
Brisbane Blitz, team 2.
Got defeated.
There's a scenario.
That's absolutely, and it's not the sort of thing you would expect to see. A lot. You would expect to see that at least the 1 or the 2 make it through, but not the 3 and the 4. And go back to the start of the season, put your money on that. That's where your win's going to be.
But that, of course, is finals hockey, and it's been an interesting day of hockey. If you missed any of it, Thought Media Group on YouTube, and you can see all the action of both games today, and we will bring you both games tomorrow. The bronze medal game will be between the Sydney Wolfpack and the Brisbane Blitz, and in the deciding game for the championship for the Nathan Walker Trophy, the Sabres will be taking on the Adelaide Generals. Final thoughts, JD?
Look, again, some of the best hockey we've seen. 1 point in both. No score in the first one till the very end. A lot of scraps, a lot of fun in that second one. A lot of really technical plays from both sides, which you're not necessarily going to expect from guys. And you got to remember, these guys are so young. You don't necessarily expect that level of technical skill we've seen. But all 4 teams have stepped right up today, played some of the best hockey we've seen at AJ level in years.
So we will see you tomorrow for the bronze medal game, then the gold medal game. Lots of action still tomorrow. I've been Eric Brook, and that's John D. We will see you tomorrow. Gold medal game, bronze medal game, Australian Junior Ice Hockey League. See you tomorrow.